Hey guys, this is not going to be a tutorial, but rather an update video. I'm going to be going over a few things. First of all, I have the Destiny model here open in Cinema 4D. I've had some people asking about it, whether I completed it or not, and unfortunately no, I have not completed it, but I have done quite a bit more to it since the last video that I uploaded showing some of the progress that I did. Most of the work that I've done since then has mainly just been the rear of the ship with the drive or the engines on the back, and I've added a lot more plating and hull parts to the outside of the ship. So I'll just do a couple of little preview renders here for you for those of you that were interested in actually seeing it. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of get up close to some of the parts that I've recently been working on. And I'll just render this real quick. And then after I render it from a few angles, then we'll move on to the next thing. So basically what I've done here since the last video was I just added all of the detailing here to the rear of the ship where the engines are located at. I've also added some more hull plating. You can see there's a little bit of a rectangle type pattern in there along the outside of the ship. I've also added some more piping and some more little designs here and there on the outside. And this is actually kind of slowing down because there's quite a bit here. I've got a lot of it turned off for the viewport, but it's still rather slow, and the polygon count is currently at 3.2 million. So that's quite a bit. So let me see if I can take this to a different shading mode here. Maybe I can get around a little faster. Yeah, there we go. So one particular part that I did quite a bit of work on the other day was this area here. And this is where the damaged dome is on the ship. For those of you that watch the show, I know it's already been canceled, but I'm sure you're familiar with the area where the dome is at. So the part that's taking the longest for me to do on this project is the hull plating. And that's actually all these little grid patterns and all this plating that you see all over the place in this little grid fashion. I don't know how they did that for the show, for the 3D model used on the show. I don't know if they used a displacement map. It could be a bump map, but I decided to go ahead and just model all of that. So that is what's taking so long to complete on this model. And once that's actually finished, then it's just a matter of just texturing it and making some instances of some of these guns and whatnot, and then just moving them where they should be, and then that's basically about it. Okay, so that about wraps this up. I'll just do one more from a wide shot here. This project is actually taking longer than what I thought it would. It's quite a large undertaking for one person to try to do, but I think it's coming along fairly well. Alright, so there you go. There's the top portion of the ship. I still have to do the bottom. I have the basic layout of the bottom. I just don't have any of the details down there. But from what I've seen in some of the HD screenshots that I have from the show, it's basically just a matter of selecting the parts from the top and just instancing them and then placing them along the bottom. Alright, so there's the progress on the Destiny. Still got a little bit more to go, but it's getting there. Okay, so now on to the next thing. Okay, so basically here's the deal. I'm out of ideas on what to do for tutorials, and I thought about doing a V-Ray tutorial. I got a lot of good feedback on the last two videos that I uploaded, which was the Nintendo Wii controller, and I used V-Ray to render that, and I got a lot of good comments on it, a lot of good feedback. So I thought about doing a V-Ray tutorial. But the thing about V-Ray is that if I'm going to do a tutorial on it, then I believe it should be done correctly, which means we're going to start from the beginning and go all the way to the end, and it's going to be more than likely an interior architectural type render, which means the inside of a room or something like that, a bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, living room, whatever it might be. So that means we'd have to build the room and model it, model the furniture, all the details that are going to be within the camera's angle of view, and then texture it using the V-Ray textures and materials, and then set up the lighting, go through the render settings, render it out, then take it into Photoshop maybe to do a little post correction. However, the issue with all of that is that it's going to probably be several hours in length. And I know when I did that last tutorial series on the minigun, a lot of you guys were saying that it was really nice, it was really good, but you really just didn't have the time to sit through it and watch all of it. And I can understand that because I think it was probably a couple hours in length. So if I do a tutorial on V-Ray, it's going to be in-depth and it's going to start from the beginning and go to the end. I really don't see the need to come up here and already have something modeled and textured and lit and then just kind of say, oh, you know, just hit render and let me show you a couple settings here and there, and well, that's how you use V-Ray. You know, that really wouldn't make much sense at all for me to do that. It would just kind of be leaving you guys, you know, just nowhere and not learning how to actually use it and put it to use. So I thought about V-Ray. So if you guys want to see a V-Ray tutorial, you know, just comment below. Let me know what you think about V-Ray. I'm not really sure what else to do, so maybe you guys have some ideas of what you might want to see as far as tutorial goes. I thought about doing a match moving tutorial, which would probably be using SynthEyes. I do use that. So, but the only problem with SynthEyes and doing a match moving tutorial is that I don't have any HD footage to use. I currently don't have a camera, so I have no way of going out and shooting my own footage to use. You know, so I don't really think I can do a tutorial on match moving right now. I just don't have any good footage to use. So that was another idea that I had, but I don't see that happening right now. Also, I thought about doing maybe something in RealFlow, but of course RealFlow, I know that not everyone has RealFlow, and of course doing a RealFlow tutorial would take time as well. So as you can see, the more advanced and the more in-depth a tutorial will be, the more than likely it's going to wind up not actually being a tutorial, but rather a series, and the series is probably going to be a few hours in length. And of course, if I'm going to start doing these tutorials that turn into series for several hours, I don't know, I may have to start actually charging for them, because you know, usually when you get 3, 4, and 5 hours worth of training for this type of software, you usually have to pay for it, and it's usually offered by some company somewhere that's offering the courses for it. So let me know what you guys think as far as maybe what kind of tutorials you would want to see, because I'm currently out of ideas. And of course, you know, it's not that I don't mind putting together a long series, it's just that it takes time, and when I do have the time, of course, it's time that I have to take away from other personal projects and things. So you know, just let me know what you think. If anything, I was actually considering just doing a complete training series on V-Ray and then just selling it on a DVD. I don't even know if anybody would actually be interested in that or not, but it would actually be a complete start to finish tutorial series, or actually you could probably call it a training series on V-Ray, and it would be about interior renders using V-Ray. So that was an idea that I had. Actually, a couple years ago, I put together a training DVD on RealFlow and the integration between RealFlow and Cinema 4D, but it never actually got finished. And I was actually thinking about going back and perhaps maybe doing that all over again. I don't really know, but if I do put together these series, more than likely it's probably going to be on something like maybe a DVD, and then I'd probably sell it for maybe, I don't know, what would be a good price for a DVD training series? What do you guys think a fair price would be? I think there's a couple of companies out there, a couple of studios that offer Cinema 4D training. I think they're over in the UK though, I'm not sure. I think it goes for maybe $50 or $60 though for the DVD, and I think there's several hours worth of training material. I don't know. What do you guys think a fair price would be on a DVD training series? Alright, so I guess that about wraps it up. Just kind of wanted to get some feedback and ideas from you guys as far as tutorials go. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I've been thinking about doing a video review on my workstation. Now, of course, I currently don't have a camera, so that's something I've got to look into, but I've been thinking about doing a thorough review on my machine. I've been using it now for 3 years, and I don't know of any other people that actually have a BOXX workstation that has done a complete review on it after using it for 3 years. So I thought about doing that and just kind of showing you the in and outs of the BOXX workstation, giving you my opinion of it, and just kind of going over everything, going over the hardware, the outside of the case, and all the peripherals and everything. So if that's something that you guys would like to see, let me know as well. And I think I've been talking long enough. So that about wraps it up. Let me know what you guys think about the tutorial ideas and all of that, and also about watching the BOXX review. So see you guys later.